Who's the man with the pugilistic plan? Steve Swift. Yes, this is the boxing of boxing. And usually I would do this for law, live audio wrestling, with the tipster and Uncle Brady. But they're taking a bit of a pause for the moment, so I said I would continue on this here podcast, Steve Swift's Rambling Reviews. For those people who don't know, I'm sure you do. If you follow boxing, I've become a bit of a boxing pundit. Never thought of myself in that way. Pundit. That's Steve Swift. He's a pundit, a right old pundit. If anybody is, he is. So anyway, this is, usually I would do the business of boxing, which I will do probably tomorrow. But I just wanted to, not curl the tash yet. It's not looking too bad though, is it? A bit of a bath later on. Soak the important places, gentlemen. Soak the important places, ladies, if I may say that. But the beard's not looking too bad. I slept in today. Very nice. I needed it after a heavy night last night of horror and food. Yes, horror and food. Not horrible food, lovely food, but horror. Very nice. I might be reviewing that album. It was that film, should I say. It was The Outcasts from 1982. Very well done, actually. A kind of a folk, not horror, but yeah, there is horror in that kind of bleakness. Look, it keeps going out of focus. Look. Anyway, yeah, there are the CDs of goodness behind me. Now, I've made some notes for this particular match, and it's a sad and a great match, and it just shows you how fortunes can change in boxing immediately. There was a shot in this fourth round, which I believe this is how it happened, which was an uppercut. I mean, let's see if it was a right uppercut. I'm looking at my notes, you see, make sure I get everything correct. But the right uppercut, I think, affected the nose. And then I think after that, it was probably a matter of time. This is the Adam Azim versus Ohara Davies fight. Now, they happen to be friends. And afterwards, it was a lovely, lovely in-ring interview where they both wanted to do that interview together. And that's brilliant to see. And they're friends. And as Ohara Davies said, and he more or less, and he has actually officially now, announced his retirement. You know, I can stay in boxing. And Adam Azim said, you mustn't leave boxing, you must continue. But he said, but the fighting part of it, I can be in boxing, but the fighting part of it is probably not what I want to do at the moment. And I can understand after an attritional fight like this. I mean, he wasn't really in it very much, although he really gave a good account of himself early on. It ended in the 8th, and spoiler alert, Ohara Davies didn't win. And Azim, really, this is his toughest challenge. I mean, it's not just tough personally because they train at the same camp, I think. They're friends. So that's tough. And as Ohara Davies said, I tried everything I could. You know, talking to him, laughing at him in the ring and all that. It didn't put him off. In a way, it's more like it's not an extended sparring thing, but in a way it is. It's a sort of, you know, I'm passing the torch, really. And, you know, Ohara Davies has been a pro for 10 years, 32 years old now. That can be quite old in boxing, or depending on how many matches you've had. He fell short against Barroso earlier in the year for a title. And I suppose this is, you kind of say, well, should he be fighting Adam Azim, who's on the way up, really? But I suppose the feeling I have is, well, this could be my last fight, and I'd like to fight someone like Adam Azim, because we're mates. And he did give a good account of himself. Now, it's difficult, isn't it? Because Adam Azim is on the way up, and you don't want anybody who can really make him, well, hurt him and make you think, oh. I mean, I referenced Ben Whittaker, although I don't think anybody would have thought that Liam Cameron would have beat him, you know, or given him such a hard fight in the way that he did. But you don't want anyone, if you are his manager, who is going to make Adam Azim look at as if he struggled, because it's all about plotting the course, isn't it? And that's the business of boxing, but it comes into the boxing of boxing. And Ohara Davies was the right contender. Someone who is, as he said before the fight, not in love with boxing anymore. Someone who probably was looking to leave boxing. Someone who had a lot of experience. So he is the most experienced fighter that Adam Azim has fought. And I thought that Adam Azim was fast right from the beginning, sort of telling early on, Ohara Davies, look, mate, you're older than me, you're slower than me, this is not going to be easy for you. And, it wasn't really. And Ohara Davies has got a very difficult stance to fight against. And he was dropping down quite low early on in this fight, which allowed Adam Azim to time an overhand shot to really smack into the face. He didn't do it that often, actually, because Ohara Davies corrected that. But it was just too quick for him. That was clear by the second round, really. But Ohara Davies defended well, used his movement, and actually used his movement well to open up a straight left into the face, the physog of Adam Azim. And it was close to that round. And then in the third round, you've got Davies leading with the right hand, but when that, as the commentary team said, when that didn't land, he always had the left and was landing it on occasion, fairly frequently actually, working his way into the round. But then a snap right hand. He got long arms, you see, Ohara Davies. He used that reach advantage to turn Adam Azim round, which was interesting. It was interesting to see that, a much closer round. Now, Davies did defend well against Adam Azim's flurries in that fourth round. Adam Azim was really pushing that in the fourth round. The flurries were coming. He was getting comfortable in there. And then that right uppercut, which I think affected Ohara Davies' nose, blood was flowing, got through the Ohara Davies guard. It wasn't as if it was there to be... It wasn't as if, oh, well, you've got no guard at all, I'll just smack an uppercut through. That punch was so hard that it pushed its way through that guard. So hard, it pushed through the guard. And then you've got, in the fifth round, it was all sort of downhill from here for Davies. They were thinking about a broken nose in commentary. That is difficult when you're breathing and all that and swallowing your own blood. And then he was put down, was Davies, with a left hook and a body shot. It was quite a sick body shot, actually. And he was open to Aziz's shots. Why do they call him Aziz? It's Azim. What's the matter with me? Why do I keep calling Adam Azim Adam Aziz? It's Adam Azim. What's the matter with me? Adam Azim's shots. I would now call him Adam Azim from now on. Great show from Adam Azim. Just so fast. And the great thing is, and you can't teach this really considered, calm. After he put Ohara Davies down, he was just taking his time. Was Azim. He was taking his time and just picking his shots. He didn't crowd out his own work, which is... It's tough to teach. And, you can say it. You can tell people in camps over and over again, but when they get in that situation, that's when they know. And Azim did. He knew what to do. He knew what to do, folks. Knew what to do. And it was lovely, actually. In the sixth, Adam Azim was just hunting for Ohara Davies. Davies was fighting back with a kind of side stance. It was a bit of a... It's difficult to fight against in that respect. But the way he was coming back were wild swings, and you sort of knew that it was over, really. He came back a bit, but then towards the end of the round, Azim, he shipped a punch, and it's almost as if he thought, oh, that's what you're doing, is it? I'll just go through the gears and push you back with a flurry of punches, which he did at the end of the round. He dug him in the seventh. They got some phone box work in that seventh. But, Azim was making a transatlantic call on that one. He didn't mind how long he was on that phone. Ohara Davies just wanted to say, call me back, and then get out the phone box. He was struggling there. And by the eighth, it was almost as if Azim could see that I think this is the end, really, my friend, and they are friends. because he was more considered when he came out. People said, slow down a bit, but I think he was just thinking, I don't need to rush this. It's not going to go 12 rounds, is it? There was a very sweet jab from him. And then he hit a a right, which made the space for the left hook. Towel came in. That's it. And Adam Azim shows that he's a great talent. I mean, he's not there yet, and he's gonna be facing a lot more difficult boxers. But Ohara Davies, it was sad to see, but as he said, I'm still here with my faculties, and that's great to see. And he bigged up Adam Azim, and quite right too. It was a great showing from Adam Azim. He was considered, he was calm, he picked his shots, he knew exactly the way that the fight was going to go. He controlled it in that way. He controlled it in the ring. And that, I mean, it wasn't as if Ohara Davies said, go on then, mate, just pummel me and beat me up, go on. It wasn't like that. Ohara Davies isn't like that. And to control that fight showed the boxing acumen, which you really cannot teach. You've either got it or you haven't. And Adam Azim has definitely got it. Ta-ta.